Hello everybody. I'm going to change things up a little bit today. You may be wondering why the thumbnail showed 008, not 007, but 008. For some reason, when I was assigned my identification number when I first went into law enforcement, I was given the number 008, 008. I always wondered why I got that number. And they didn't give me an Aston Martin to drive with that, as James Bond had. But anyway, that's what that's about. So I was 008 when I was in Colorado Springs. And I just want to use this video to let you know that I finally got my book published. It's up on Amazon, House Secrets. It's something I'm going to touch on just a little bit more here in a minute, but I want to say a few things as to why I'm changing. If you know, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I did numerous different jobs in law enforcement, but my calling was actually working undercover narcotics, vice and narcotics, and of course ended up in the homicide unit. All very exciting work. But sometimes I just feel like I need to vent some of the things that I experienced, some of the things I saw. Some of it's way too graphic to go into. But what I'm going to do in the next videos are tell some stories, share some stories of things that I've experienced. And I hope that works for you for now. It doesn't mean I'm going to stop looking into some of the cases that I've looked into in the past. But this is something I just need to get off my chest. I need to kind of purge myself, cleanse myself, so to speak. So that's where I'm going before long. I think you will enjoy these stories. I think they're educational, and I think they'll be entertaining. And most importantly, I hope you pay attention to them, because what I'm going to tell you about is actually going on probably in your neighborhood today. Been going on for years, generations, all through history actually. So I'm going to share some of those stories. I'll give you an idea what some of those are going to be here when I finish up, and I'll try to make this really short. If you're new to my channel, I hope you'll subscribe. Give me that thumbs up, that like, share it please, and make comments about what you do or do not like about my videos or me or whatever. You know, there for a while I was doing really well, getting a couple thousand views a day on one particular video, and I must have said something wrong or did something to cause the analytics of YouTube to push me to the back of the queue. I was always in the top 6 to 10 in the list of videos related to the John Benet Ramsey case. But overnight, I went from thousands of views to just a handful. And they still trickle in a little bit. So I'm going to be very careful what I say. I don't want to get punished again. I don't make any money at this, but it's something I kind of enjoy doing, and I like, as I said, to vent some of the stuff and get it off my chest. So if you're new, please subscribe. If you've been with me for a while, I appreciate those subscribers and the faithful things you've shown in your comments, and I hope I can continue to keep your interest. Now, for just a minute, I'm going to talk about House Secrets, if you don't mind, because I might be able to make some money on that. It's a book that I spent over 5 years working on. It was originally a screenplay, and we tried to sell it as a TV show. We tried to sell it as a indie movie, and finally gave up on those things because it's hard to find the money and the people with the money to back those things. So I ended up turning it into a book, a novel. It's fairly long, but it's a pretty interesting story, I think. And it actually goes into the main character is kind of based on me, on what I did when I was undercover and working with some shady people. So what I'm going to do now is just kind of read you an intro to that, if you don't mind. The book is titled House Secrets. Everyone has a secret, some you don't want to know. How do you know when you're in too deep? You've gone in too far. Do you hear your loved ones trying to pull you back from the brink? For undercover detective Eddie DeLorto, it may already be too late. Infiltrating an outlaw biker club presents danger, temptations, and many dilemmas for Eddie as he deals with his own demons and his home life. Like father, like son, motorcycles, adrenaline, drama, and romance consume the DeLorto men. Female associates provide support and insight as an unexplained death becomes the center of attention. A complicated maze of possibilities and disappointments make for a long, difficult journey. It takes a village to solve a murder. So, thank you for bearing with me through that. I hope that piqued your interest. It's House Secrets on Amazon Books. It's a new release, so if you type in House Secrets, you may have to go over to the left and put new releases, like in the last 30 days, and that'll come up, House Secrets. It can be purchased as an ebook very inexpensively, $1.99. Or you can buy the paperback, which I think most people would want. So that's enough about the book. Let me just give you a little teaser here about some of the things that I might do with these other videos that I'm going to start right away. Not only some cases that I worked on, and I'm going to just glance at some notes here. Not only am I going to give you short little summaries of some of the cases I worked, and some of my partners also worked. I want to talk about some scams that have been pulled or attempted, which I think are interesting. One of the stories involves a wealthy millionaire in Colorado Springs. He was on the news, or on the television, with his commercials all the time. Everybody in the Springs knew who this guy was. He had two addictions, weaknesses, controlled substances and women, especially women that charged for services. And he got into a jam at a motel or hotel, and the controller of the women showed up, probably demanding more money. That resulted in a shootout, and the girls and their handler got away. And when the cops arrived, here's our wealthy millionaire with a bullet hole in his Mercedes and the controlled substances in his car. He gets arrested and then shows up later with a high-powered attorney, and he wants to work off some of his charges, or try to. So I get assigned to work with him, and we go traveling in his Mercedes every night, and he introduces me to some clubs. And basically that was my introduction to the biker world. Lots of danger, intimidation, you name it. Excitement. I'd never been around that kind of money before. So that's one story. Another story had to do with some illegal guns that were being purchased by one of my partners. And that led to a very big case eventually, because ATF got involved, and turned out that it was kind of a nationwide deal. And that was an interesting story. When crack cocaine first came around, now crack is a concentrated form of cocaine. So when it first hit the streets, we were warned by DEA that it was coming. And we started seeing it right away. It's nearly 100% pure cocaine, and you smoke the vapors, and it's an instant high. And I can tell many stories about housewives and other people that were addicted after one hit off of a crack pipe. But we started seeing these crack houses showing up. These are really good stories. A crack house usually was in a rundown neighborhood, and you would go to a back door, maybe a front door, and you would go up to a door, but you couldn't see who was behind it, and there'd be a mail slot, almost like a vending machine, and you would make an order through the door, put your cash in through the mail slot, and out would come your little bag of rocks. Well, we were having those before anybody in the country. In fact, DEA sent agents from all over the country to look at our crack houses and how we were dealing with these fortified crack houses and how we were taking them down. Because they had bars on the windows, protection in the alleys, directing traffic in and out of the alleys. It was amazing. Another interesting story was an informant that I met, a professional police informant, an ex-biker. And that person took me deeper into the outlaw biker world. And that's a story that would take hours to tell, but I can shorten it. So those are the kind of stories I'd like to share. And I think I've got about 30 of these jotted down that we were going to try to do them as episodes for a TV show. But again, we never were able to pitch it and get it sold. So I could tell some of those stories, or will tell some of those stories, along with some of the outrageous scams that people have pulled. And unfortunately, the elderly often are the victims. So, a lot of what's in this House Secrets is going on today. If you read the book, you're going to see what you're seeing on the national news, or if you search the web, like me at night, and read all these sites, you're going to see that things that are alleged to be going on are going on, and I wrote about them years ago, and they're in the book. And again, could be in your neighborhood. So, I'll make this short. Please subscribe. I'd love to get some more viewers. I was going to town there for a while, and it just came to a stop because I said the wrong thing, I guess, and I hope I didn't say the wrong thing in this video. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you're a faithful subscriber and have been watching my videos, thank you. Appreciate it. So everybody, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, share, and make comments as to what you want to see. On Amazon with the book, the more books that sell and the more reviews that are done on the book, the further you get moved up in the queue and possibly to the bestseller list, which is the goal, of course. So, a little different today, but wanted to kind of keep doing something. And I'm still looking at some of the cases that we've talked about. And I'm not going to give up on that, but I don't have anything new right now for those. So, have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.